with more. Fox News contributor Lara Trump, outnumbered co-host Kayleigh McEnany. Good to see you both. Lara, I'll start with you. You know, the interesting thing is there was a debate, and I played it too many times, I won't play it again, where your father-in-law said, wait a minute, you're going to get rid of oil? Whoa, that's really big what he just said. Did everyone hear him say that? He predicted on another occasion, you're going to be paying $5, $6, $7, $8 a gallon for gasoline. Joe doubled down and said, I'll eliminate fossil fuels. He said it not once. We have him on record saying it 4 times. So he's actually following through on what he said he would do. And I don't think most people recognize that part.
Well, they ought to. It's unfortunate that this is something that actually Joe Biden has followed through on, and it's hurting Americans across the board. But you're right. Think back to those rallies, the times that you heard my father-in-law, President Donald Trump, talk about what would happen if Joe Biden ever became president of the United States. And when he said that about the gas prices, Sean, talking about $6, $7, $8, $9 gasoline per gallon, people said that will never happen. It is happening right now across our country, and this is only 18 months into the Biden presidency. What else did President Donald Trump predict? He predicted a recession on the rise if Joe Biden became president of the United States. I think most people in this country look at what's happening with our economy. They look at the high gas prices. They look at the inflation. They look at the fact that people don't have the discretionary money they used to have to go on vacations, to go to a movie, to go to a restaurant. That hurts the economy across the board, and it's a bit of a waterfall effect. What does that lead to? Likely a recession. Every expert has agreed on that. And, you know, you also played some of those clips just a moment ago of the hysteria from the media over my father-in-law walking down a ramp. But don't forget, it wasn't just that. It was the time and time again getting the White House doctor out in front of the media to ask about 2 scoops of ice cream. And look, I struggle to find anything I agree with Joe Biden on. It's true. He is, though, the representation of America around the world. And to have a guy that can't even ride a bicycle, quite frankly, it is sad to see that. Our allies see that. Our enemies see that. It is just another way America looks weaker and is weaker under President Joe Biden.
You know, Kayleigh, I thought about you because Karine Jean-Pierre, the new White House press secretary, she was the one when Biden tripped not once, not twice, but 3 times going up Air Force One. On Air Force One, she was asked about it, and she said it was very windy outside. So I don't know what's worse, the fact that he fell over 3 times or that they're claiming the wind knocked him over. Okay. Then she said last week, you know, oh, this president, he's got so much energy, I could barely keep up with him. And I'm like, she must be in really bad shape because it looks like anybody can keep up with him.
Yeah, it is absolutely pathetic, Sean. Every time I came to the podium, not every time, but many of the times, I would be asked about this secret visit that President Trump had to Walter Reed, and, oh, did he have a stroke? All of these things that were just totally out of line, totally false. It was a standard routine visit, but the press would speculate and ask over and over again about it. The ramp saga. The New York Times, their headline was that they were questioning his health, and then the byline, the subject line right underneath it, said, and he struggled to lift a glass of water. Sean, this is the man who I had a hard time following around to 5 rallies in a day. 5 rallies. He would go until after midnight, East Coast time.
Does anybody watching think that he's capable, Joe Biden's capable of 5 rallies in a day? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
I've done 4 cities in a day on a book tour.
One.
What's that, Laura?
So maybe 1 from his basement, and rally is a very loose term if you have 8 people in hula hoops.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, not really.
You know,
Correct.
maybe 7 or 8 people fall. But imagine if you said on Air Force One, if Donald Trump tripped even one time going up the steps to Air Force One, it's very windy outside. What would the reaction what might it be? Or if Donald Trump had no energy like Joe and you said with a straight face, I can't even keep up with him. I'm like, if you can't keep up with him, you don't belong in that job.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We don't have to guess this, Sean, because President Trump said, you know, it was a slight hydroplane that he had on the ramp, which is absolutely the case. I've walked on some of those ramps at rallies. They're very slippery.
It didn't
and of
have a
course,
rail
the sinister
either.
press said, oh, well, it wasn't raining outside. Yeah, it didn't have a rail. Oh, well, it wasn't raining. That must be a lie. No, it's just a basic fact that the ramps are slippery, but they will make every excuse in the world for Joe Biden.
He was wearing dress shoes.
That pushed over old Joe.
If he had sneakers on, you might have a case to make. Laura, you get the last word.
Well, here's what I'll say. I actually ride a bike quite often. I do triathlons, and I'm actually clipped into my bike. So I understand that if you're clipped into a bike, sometimes it can get a little hairy whenever you stop. He wasn't clipped in. He had tennis shoes on. So, look, again, I just think this is a really sad representation for America. Because imagine Xi Jinping, imagine Vladimir Putin, imagine Kim Jong-un watching the video of Joe Biden falling on his bike. Wow, what a bad moment for America.
You do triathlons. I just train to do fighting to win a fight in 30 seconds or less and win by a big margin. So I don't know. You're in way better shape than all of us.
I cheer you both on.
All right, thank you both. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.